Okay, here we are on the train to Rome, having just gotten off the ship, and we are found the train station okay, got the tickets okay, and we're on our way to Rome. We are crossing the Tiber River by the Castle d'Angelo, and there's the Tiber, and here we are. These are Americans that we're following to Piazza Navona. We're walking down to the Piazza Navona, down this little street. Okay, we are at Piazza Navona. Somebody is entertaining down here. And there's the fountain. We'll take a picture closer here.
This is Vicky giving a lesson on the fountain here.
This is the Four Rivers statue. It's closed for cleaning right now. There's an obelisk on top. They used to have races around it. Oh, thanks. Okay, we're at the Pantheon. That was actually a mom who got in front of my camera. Okay, we're inside the Pantheon. This is the burying place in the Pantheon of Umberto I, who was a king of Italy in more modern times. And back here behind him, his wife Marguerite is buried back there. Okay, this is the tomb of Raphael, and this statue was done by one of his students, Lorenzo. Okay, this is Vittorio Emanuele II, his grave. He was the one who unified Italy under one rule. Well, obviously we're at the Trevi Fountain.
That means you got to fly again.
I know. That's why I only take whatever this is.
I got a penny.
Hey, you got to turn around. There you go.
You missed.
Okay, we're at the Spanish Steps. And this is called the Sinking Boat Fountain. It was done either by Bernini or by his father Pietro, and it is powered by aqueduct as well. Now, this street has all the famous brands: Dior, Yves Saint Laurent, Gucci, Versace. It's where the jet setters in Rome come to see and be seen. And here's some jet setters as we speak.
Yes, here we are.
Okay, we're in the largest and the most elaborate McDonald's in the world.
And this is the Spanish Steps from the top of them. My wife's down there someplace. She didn't want to climb those 136 steps. And I believe in the far distance is the Dome de St. Peter's. It would be the third one in line with these others.
Hey, we just got off of the subway and stepped right out to the Coliseum. While we were in the subway, somebody tried to pickpocket Les, but he would have only gotten chapstick. There's the Arch of Constantine. Some of the marble on the floor. Stuff right there. I'm up on an upper level of the Coliseum, looking out on the Forum area. Again, from the upper level of the Coliseum, there's the Arch of Constantine, and up there the Palatine Hill. And those pine trees are umbrella pines. The real name of the Coliseum was Flavian Amphitheater, and here it is on the description. Upper level of the Coliseum, and then the area below where we just were.
I paid 10, you paid 10, and y'all paid 10.
It's the Arch of Constantine, closer up.
In their 4th century Rome magazine, you'll find the Constantine's glorious past.
We're about to go into the Forum area on the Via Sacra. And this is down there, the Arch of Titus. Another view of the Arch of Titus. Okay, this was the Emperor's private stadium, possibly for horse races, possibly for foot races. There were also gardens here to stroll. The Emperor had a box in this circular apse over here. Okay, this is the courtyard. There used to be a fountain out here in the middle, and the floors and the walls were made of marble. There's still a little bit of marble left. Okay, this was the private house of the emperors, starting with Augustus, who was the first one, I guess after Caesar, who declared himself an emperor. There's Les sitting on some ancient relic he probably shouldn't be sitting on. Umbrella trees. This used to be the huge fountain in the middle of the courtyard, and the house was built all around it, 2 stories. Some of the old tile of the roof. The back side of the private quarters of the emperor. And this is Circus Maximus, where the chariot races were held. People are jogging and walking and riding bikes down there today. There's Danny at the throne room of Caesar. Okay, this used to be another fountain here in the area of the emperor's home. This was the banquet hall.
And the emperor would sit over here.
And down below they would have fires that they would build to keep the floor of the banquet hall warm, and that would be where the emperor would sit. We're headed through the tunnel that was built from the Emperor's Palace to the Forum so they could have a shortcut. And this is where they think Caligula, the Emperor Caligula, was murdered. It was in this tunnel. And all along the tunnel there's little windows to let natural light in. And here come Ruth and Danny in the tunnel. Arch of Titus again. And there's a picture of the Colosseum back there. Okay, these are the stones that Caesar Augustus would have walked on 2,000 years ago. Okay, these are the original bronze doors here from this building 2,000 years ago. Okay, this is the house of the Vestal Virgins. Their courtyards. There were statues all along. It's Caligula's palace built into the side of the Palatine Hill. Okay, this is where Caesar was burned, cremated after he was assassinated at the theater of Pompey. This is the Arch of Septimus Severus. Okay, we're at the entrance to one set of catacombs. We've come out the Appian Way on the bus to the San Callisto catacombs. See the guy with the backpack? He just tried to pick everybody's pocket.
And those, what is that, poplars? Is that what those are?
So pretty.
Autobus.
Seven.
Okay, this is the Appian Way, and we're waiting on a bus here to pick us up.
The Dome of St. Peter's as you first get up to the top of the museum at the Vatican.
Okay, this is the last painting that Raphael did. The last thing he painted on here was the face of Jesus. This is called the Transfiguration. And that's Moses and Elijah with Jesus and Peter, James, and John under it with all the other apostles down below, and Matthew in the corner where those people are standing, where the book is. Okay, this is a mummy that's 3,000 years old. And these are the jars that they put the organs in, like we heard about in Cairo. And here's another mummy. And there's sarcophagi. The sarcophagi were real elaborate on the inside. And from what I read, this is kind of a list of the things that the people wanted to take with them into the afterworld. We're in the room that has all the things from Bible periods of Sennacherib, Sargon, Azurbanipal.
Art and destroy
Yep,
rather than
a very ornate baptistry. Okay, this is Apollo Belvedere, a Greek statue. Another amazing ceiling. And we haven't even gotten to the Sistine Chapel yet. This is sarcophagi made in Egypt. More beautiful ceiling. We're now in the map room. Looking back into Rome from St. Peter's. Pope's Apartments. And the entrance. This is Michelangelo's Pieta here in St. Peter's.
It's the Pope's throne, sculptured by Bernini. And the cupola above it.
Can't see the one that's further down.
We may just kind of stroll around.
We are on the train headed to Florence. It's a Eurostar train and we'll be there in an hour and 40 minutes. Well, we're sitting here in front of our hotel, which is right there, right by the Duomo. And we're waiting on Roger and Heather. We're going to have lunch with them. They're friends from Harding and from Superior that Christy and Eric have. And they are missionaries nearby, so we're going to have lunch with them. Bells are ringing. It's at noontime in the bell tower. Here we are walking across the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. Pretty river, isn't it? The Arno River. Noah, looking at the Arno River.
So we're doing okay.
Noah needed a rest. So did Miss Vicky. While we were climbing up the top of this mountain. That's the direction of where Roger and Heather live.
Train's about 20 minutes.
Did y'all come on time?
On the other side.
There's the Duomo down where we are staying.
I'm glad because I got 460.
Elaine is taking a nap. There's the Ponte Vecchio where we were a few minutes ago, and all the other bridges here on the Arno.
What is significant?
Noah and Les are racing to the bottom.
Use alphabetics.
We're just wandering around Florence. Hey Danny, you and Les turn around with your hats. Into Italiano menu. Hey. Okay, we are going into the Uffizi Gallery this morning. Okay, we are going to go into the Medici Chapel, but we cannot take pictures in there, so this will be all I get. Inside the Santa Croce Church. Restoration. Galileo is buried here in the Santa Croce Church. Behind it are the old frescoes that they used to hire people to come and paint on the walls. About 276 people are buried beneath the floor of the church. This is Michelangelo's tomb. He grew up here in Florence. He was a hometown boy. This guy was the statue. He was the architect of the Statue of Liberty, and you can kind of see it looks like the Statue of Liberty there. You can kind of get a sense of the size of this place. From here to that golden altar down there is 375 feet. This is the tomb of Dante, poet. For those frescoes.
Поэтому они сохранились в чудесном состоянии. Сейчас именно заканчивается реставрация. А по этой стороне, по правой стороне главного алтаря находятся вот именно нищие, частные, которые являлись частными, вот именно часовнями, принадлежали великому.
In 1966, here's a picture of when the Arno flooded in front of the Santa Croce Church. There's 15 feet of water in the square. Outside of St. Croce, they're cleaning on it. These are the cloisters where the monks lived. We're in the Science Museum, and we're down on the floor where Galileo's telescopes are exhibited.
This is a 1668 Newton telescope, and this one was in 1663.
This is part of the original telescope. The lens in the middle was broken during his lifetime, and those are some that he made. I'm not sure what this is, but we got a bunch of big old cows coming down through the square here. Gates of Paradise doors on the baptistry. We're inside the Duomo Cathedral. As always, beautiful inlaid marble floors. Look back to notice the structural elements in gray and cream-colored filling.
You got two organs there and a little organ on this side.
See the dome?
Okay, this is the dome designed by Brunelleschi that all domes are patterned after, including our Capitol.
Climb up there.
It's in the
It's pretty neat
But
too.
if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, that's right. We did, didn't we? There's everybody standing by the door of our building. We're about to check out and leave this lovely place. Okay, we have ridden the train this morning from Paris to Versailles, and we are about to go to the Palace of Versailles.
Oh, looks like we go this way. Decided that's sweet or rain or what?
It's just rain.
I don't feel anything.
Take all four of it.
This was built by Louis XIV. This is his chapel. It's the door into the chapel. This is one of the Medicis that were from Florence that married into the French royalty. Beautiful tapestry of a coronation. Okay, we're about to go up to the family quarters, I think, here in the palace.
I think they might have.
This is The Slave by Michelangelo.
Okay, this painting on the ceiling was commissioned by Louis XIV, and it's the largest painting, one-piece painting in the world. There's 140 something figures in it, and he also created the balustrade around it, which is just absolutely gorgeous, to frame it, sort of. These were built to hold his medals. Okay, this little urn type thing is what they used to keep the napkins warm. More chests for his gold medals. Done by Bernini from Rome. Louis XIV statue bust done by Bernini. Okay, this brocade cloth was woven with gold strands, and the king never really slept in the bed.
What's the next number of this?
This is the Hall of Mirrors. Well, here we are in the Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles. We saw her in the Uffizi. I think this is a copy of that.
You gotta do like this.
Mary Therese, wife of Louis XIV. This is the king's bedroom. He wanted his bedroom here so that it would face when the sun came up, because he was the sun god. They carried these brocade hangings everywhere the king went, even when he traveled. It's embroidered with gold. Okay, this is where Louis XIV died, here in this bed. And it's where Louis XVI received Benjamin Franklin right before the beginning of the French Revolution. This is where they did business. It's in the room next to his bedroom.
That's what I want to do, is give birth in public.
Bonjour. Okay, the Queen's bedroom. 19 royal children were born here, and the Queen, to establish legitimacy, gave birth in public. See, there's a little doorway right there. That's where Marie Antoinette fled the rioters. right before the French Revolution and before she lost her head. Marie Antoinette and her children. Marie Antoinette. This is supposed to emulate Trajan's column in Rome, celebrating the victories of Napoleon. This is Louis XV. Took over the throne as a young man. He's the grandson of Louis XIV. Louis XVI chairs. He commissioned this globe. Here we are, riding the bus through Paris. The Eiffel Tower, and what they're doing is kind of like their Christmas thing, I guess. We're up at the Trocadero, overlooking the lights of Paris and the Eiffel Tower.
There is a low-light city. But I don't know.
You'll see the bottom part is enclosed. I want to do that tomorrow night.
कल निकालेंगे मेरा कैमरा आने के बाद अरे इसमें भी और तो निकाल ऊपर का पूरा Look at all looking blackboard tart.
Yeah.
Waiting on bus 69.
This morning we're going to be doing the Louvre, which is a beautiful building except for this pyramid thing. This was the palace of the French kings before Versailles. Okay, looking out this way toward the Tuileries Gardens. There's Les and Danny standing in line to buy the tickets. Okay, we are headed into the first wing of the Louvre today. It's a mosaic, tiny little pieces of tile put together. The ceiling is beautiful. These four statues hold up this doorway here. Winged Victory of Samothrace, 190 BC. This is the hand that came from the Winged Victory. Icarus up here on the ceiling.
Debbie.
Some of the crowns worn by Louis the 15th and 16th and Napoleon. Okay, there's the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, we're inside the pyramid here at the Louvre, about to exit out. The tower in the distance from the Louvre. We're going into the Musée d'Orsay.
In my hand, I got the whole wide world. In my hand.
We're up in the clock tower of what used to be the train station, looking out on the town. Okay, Whistler's mother. This is the grand ballroom in the d'Orsay Museum. Okay, this is the Place de la Concorde, where the king and queen lost their head and a lot of other people. The guillotine was here in this spot. Okay, we're in the room that was especially built for Monet's water lilies. And it goes from early morning, which is right with somebody's elbow in it. This one is this evening. It's getting darker. And that's the last one. We're standing out in front of the military museum, looking down, and there's some gentlemen over here playing a game called bowls. It's played with metal balls, kind of like a round horseshoes, I think. And this is the military museum, and the gold dome back there covers where Napoleon's tomb is.
Someone get in the line. Okay.
This is Napoleon's tomb. This is the tomb of Marshal Foch, the sarcophagus. He's being carried on a bed of laurels by soldiers from World War I. He led the French troops in World War I. This is the statue of Napoleon, and this is the tomb of his son, Napoleon II. Here's one version of the Thinker. Maybe not so much. And here's another version of the Thinker by Rodin. Okay, these are called the Gates of Hell by Rodin. Okay, we're about to walk down the Rue Claire. It's all decked out for Christmas. Really nice looking vegetable stand here. And lovely flowers on the roof there. Cheese shop. Fromagerie. Yep, it's a meat store. Everybody's picking up dinner tonight. He's making crepes. Look how nice.
This is the Arc de Triomphe. These are the lights on the Champs-Élysées.
We're actually under the Arc de Triomphe right now, looking down the Champs-Élysées. There's actually 6 roads that come in around the Arc de Triomphe. Okay, we are up on top of the Eiffel Tower. I'm sorry, we are on top of the Arc de Triomphe after 284 steps, and we are rewarded with an amazing view of Paris. Just came up out of the subway. We're on the Ile de City. There's the Saint-Chapelle Church right around the corner. More of Saint-Chapelle. Alright, this was done in the 1200s. It's the oldest painting in Paris. No, he says a cloudy day you get more even light. Pretty, pretty. And another look at the outside of Saint-Chapelle. We're in the concierge, which used to be a royal palace, and in later times was used as a prison. Danny's standing in the fireplace. It's the ceiling of the building.
Is this where the concierge would sit?
That would be the guard, I suppose, yeah. We put Danny in Marie Antoinette's cell.
Yeah.
This is the door to Marie Antoinette's cell.
Where she put her fingers.
Okay, this is a list of the people who lost their heads to the guillotine. This is where the women prisoners were brought out to get exercise and fresh air. We're in a little market area that sells different kinds of parakeets and birds and bird seed and rabbits and flower shops on this side. Selling Christmas trees too. Okay, we're in front of Notre Dame now, or maybe it's the back. Bells are ringing. This is point zero, and it's from where all distances and grants are measured.
The rooftop looking back the other way over the cathedral. You can hear the bells going off, marking 4 o'clock. This is one of the 20 bells that they had in the cathedral, in the old bell tower. We're inside Notre Dame. We're waiting for the organ thing at 4:30.
Okay, there's the Pieta, and then on either side there is a kneeling king, and they are the tombs of Louis XIV and Louis IX, I believe. This window has the original medieval glass in it. One of 3 rows windows in the chapel. At the Shakespeare and Company bookstore on the left bank, and they used to let the authors like Ernest Hemingway, James Joyce, George Bernard Shaw live in the apartments upstairs, and they would borrow books from down here. We're in the last quarter